Reparations Task Force through its 2 years of work from 2021 to 2023 to do its job and educate the public and do all kinds of great work with the task force. And then we worked since then to do reparations policy and reparations bills. And it is in that spirit that we are here today to advocate for reparations bills. We have two big objectives for our effort today: to educate and to advocate. Say it with me: educate, advocate. All right, that's what we're here to do today. All right, today we are educating and we are advocating. Come on in, family. Before we get before I say anything else, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors of this event today. I want to shout out the California Black Women's Health Project first. Shout out to the California Black Women's Health Project. Great organization that does a lot of great work out of the LA area and also across California to support Black women. So shout out to the California Black Women's Health Project. I also want to shout out, I think Downtown Crenshaw gave us some love also too. BLM LA, also want to shout out BLM LA as well. Tiffany, what is the name of the organization that helped us with the bus? Where's Tiffany at? EECI?
What's her name?
Barbara Stanton.
Barbara Stanton with EECI. So EECI, Barbara Stanton. And everyone else who's here right now, who's taking off time from their jobs, taking off time from their families, sacrificing to be here to fight for reparations. Thank you. All right, somebody will shout out to everybody else here. All right. Also want to shout out some of the great organizations that are participating today. I gotta give a big shout out to my Africatown family. Shout out to the big Africatown Coalition. All right. Shout out to the BLM LA family. Shout out, of course, to CJEC, of course, LEAD, ARC Bay Area, ARC Sacramento, California Black Lineage Society, and all of the other great organizations that are participating. Shout out to National Action Network that's here also today too. Shout out to MAN also. Shout out to every organization that is participating and showing us love today. So right on. And also please thank the media for coming out, actually covering what's going on. All right, so we got a bunch of great media going on. All right, so right on, and shout out to family here too. Appreciate you, brother. So I'm gonna say one or two more words, and then I'm gonna pass the mic to some of our speakers here today. Really, I am honored to be here. The time for reparations is now.
Yes.
It's now. The time for reparations is now.
Yes.
Now. Okay? We are not waiting anymore for what's ours. We are owed reparations. We are due reparations, and the time for reparations is now. Now. What we want and what we expect, from the people who work in the building behind me and across the street are bold, transformative, courageous, real reparations. Real reparations. Reparations that put the wealth that this state and this country took from us back into our hands directly. Okay? Right now, right? Cut the check. Cut the check. Okay? California needs to cut the check.
Yes.
The state assembly needs to cut the check.
Yes.
The state senate needs to cut the check.
Yes.
Governor Gavin Newsom, cut the check.
Cut the check.
Cut the check. Okay? Now.
Now.
What we're advocating for specifically today is a set of policy proposals that we want to see in bills in 2025. That includes things like we want a state institution, a state agency created to implement reparations, to verify eligibility. Okay? We want a state agency created, a California American Freedmen Affairs Agency.
Yes.
So that people have a place to go to apply for reparations, to get their claims, their payments processed, to get their checks dispersed to them. Okay? We want a fund in our state treasury. We want money in our budget in 2025.
Yes.
Money in the 2025 budget. Money in the 2025 budget. Of course, I just said it too. We want also a cash payments guaranteed income program in a bill this year.
Yes.
This year.
Yes.
Okay? We also want California to return property to those who had their property taken from California.
Yes.
Okay? California stole people's property. California got to give people their property back or pay people for the fair market value of that property. That's what we want this year in bill form. Not next year, not the year after next, not 10 years, now. Okay?
Now.
So, having said that, I want to pause for a second. I want to pass the mic to.
Now, first of all,
again,
everybody,
hold on.
say what's up to Chris.
Hold on, Rez, chill. Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Rez, I appreciate that. Thank you.
We got to salute my team.
So, thank you, brother, thank you. I appreciate you, God, thank you. What I want to do right now, hold on. What I want to do right now, though, is I want to pass the mic to some of the other great organizations that's here today. So I'm going to ask, without further ado, this brother who represents one of our coalition partners at the Coalition for Just and Equitable California, the Lineage, Equity, and Advancement Project. I want to pass the mic to our good friend and colleague, Brother Chad Brown. Chad, come on up, brother. Come on,
Salute,
brother.
kids. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Black people, y'all beautiful. Y'all beautiful out here today, this morning. So I'm sorry I was a little late, but like they say, always on time, right? So we have a prepared statement from the Lineage, Equity, and Advancement Project. My name is Chad Brown, as Chris introduced me. I am with the Lineage, Equity, and Advancement Project, or LEAP, out of Los Angeles. Today, LEAP and other organizations in our coalition stand united at this very critical moment in history to advocate for reparative justice and the reintroduction of landmark legislation inspired by the recommendations of the California Reparations Task Force. I saw the chair behind me somewhere. Shout out to the chair as well.
Yes. Yes.
As a result of their 2-year comprehensive investigative study and subsequent findings. Our primary focus is towards the critical and foundational California American Freedmen Affairs Agency, or CAFA, bill and other vital legislation that was blocked by the California Black Legislative Caucus at the end of the last legislative session. Rightfully so. To the California legislative body, we urge you to swiftly and decisively author and pass the 5 reparations bills highlighted by our colleagues of CJEC. The time for action is now. These bills represent a crucial step towards healing, reconciliation, and a more just future for all Californians. To reparations activists and advocates, this is a testament to your tireless efforts, your unwavering commitment to justice, and the power of collective action. LEAP stands with you in solidarity and applauds your unwavering dedication to this vital cause. To our allies, your support is invaluable. We thank you for standing with us in this fight for reparative justice. Your voices and actions amplify our message and bring us closer to a more equitable California. To the community at large, the historical injustices faced by Black American freedmen in California, the legacy of slavery, and the systemic racism that continues to this day demand a just and equitable response. These bills are not just about the past, they are about creating a better future for all Californians. We will not rest, excuse me, we will not rest until justice is served. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Chad. Appreciate that. Right now, I want to pass the mic. So, it's not often that I get to be around vice presidential candidates, people who, could have been the vice president of the United States. and who have done amazing work in our communities from the LA area all throughout the state. Please, please, please give it up for our great sister, Melina Abdullah. Sister Melina, come on up, family. What's up?
My name is Melina Abdullah. It's spelled M-E-L-I-N-A. Last name is A, B as in boy, D as in David, U-L-L-A-H. And I organize with Black Lives Matter Los Angeles, Black Lives Matter California, and Black Lives Matter grassroots all around the world. I'm standing with my comrades, Sister Jam Williams and Sister Friday Jones. And we are just grateful for the beautiful organizing that all of you have been doing, and especially to be in solidarity with CJEC and to demand real reparations for our people. Real reparations.
Yes.
We don't need an apology without a check.
No.
We don't need an apology without a check. We know that justice for Black people can only come when we start with reparations. When we start with reparations. So we stand in solidarity with hundreds of people who are here in the state capitol today to demand reparations. We're not asking anymore. We are demanding real reparations in the state of California so that we can get to justice. And I want to pass the mic to one of our fearless leaders, Sister Friday Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be very brief here, but I stand in solidarity with the Coalition for Just and Equitable California. I am Friday Jones. My name is Kansa Jones Muhammad. It's a long name to spell, but K-H-A-N-S-A is the first name. Jones is traditional. Muhammad with an A-D at the end. I am the president of the National Assembly of American Slavery Descendants, but more importantly, I am the vice chair of Los Angeles's Reparations Advisory Commission, and there are 100 commissions across the United States that are looking to California for leadership. What happened on August 31st on the last session was a travesty and a hurt to all of the commissions across the nation that are doing this work. And so as the leaders here lead, we are going to stand across the nation in solidarity with the Coalition for Just and Equitable California and all of the members within that coalition. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Reparations.
Now. Reparations. Now. Reparations. Now.
So, I gotta give love, and first of all, thank you to the BLM LA family. Thank you to Sister Melina. Of course, big shout out to National Assembly of American Slavery Descendants, NAASD. I want to give some love right now and some appreciation to our Africatown family, and invite our brother Billion Godson up here. Come on up here, Billion. Speak your piece, brother.
Billion Godson, B-I-L-L-I-O-N, G-O-D-S-U-N. So we know the issue of reparations comes down to whether or not they're ready to acknowledge Black people, African people as human beings. For them to do what they did by invading this land, kidnapping our ancestors, enslaving our ancestors, what they have continued to do to us post-emancipation suggests they don't acknowledge us as human beings. And we know even today they have an invisible monster we call gentrification that's pretty much leading to the same results. You know, baby Yaya Rutherford, she wasn't bombed, she wasn't shot, but she was left to die at a bus stop through intentional neglect. Our brother Abraham Farley, his sister Pierre Angela Farley, she was left to die at a bus stop through intentional neglect. So today, where they might not always be shooting us down, even though they are shooting us down, where they might not be bombing us like they are in other countries, it still is leading to the same results. They're erasing Black people from our cities, from the state of California. So first, they must acknowledge our humanity today for them to acknowledge what happened to us in the past. And that's why we see the same individuals that choked on reparations in Black August aren't pushing no real bills across the board for us today. They can push bills to people who's just now coming to the country to accommodate them. But they're leaving people out here dying. In LA alone, 6 people are dying daily. And the mayor of Los Angeles won't even speak on reparations, let alone what's happening on the state level. So we are really encouraging people that now we have to, when we say holding them accountable, we have to start exacting consequences. We can't keep putting the same people back in office who gonna lead to the same results and us getting pushed out of here. Because they talking about this being a multi-year process. In so many years, it won't hardly be no black folks left in California. We love y'all, we thank y'all, and we demanding the reparations right now.
Yeah.
Love, love. Fire. Super fire. Oh my goodness. So at this point, I'd love to give the press some opportunity to ask some questions. If you have any questions, we're happy to take them.
Chris, I was with you on August 31st. I remember when that happened in there. Just what is your message over on the Legislative Black Caucus? I mean, and also, do you feel like they're listening to you? You feel like, have you met with them? Is it receptive?
Well, they're gonna listen today.
Yeah.
They're gonna hear us today. There's two messages. The first message is don't ever do that again. The first message, don't ever do what you did in August again. Don't do it again. Okay? What we saw in August was completely unacceptable. So the first message is do not do what you did in August ever again to your own people. To your own people. And the second message is do what we want you to do now. We have a package of bills and a package of policies that we want you to do now. Do them now. So those are the two messages. Are they listening? Like I said, they're gonna listen today.
Are there any oh, go ahead.
Can you tell us what your purpose is today? What do you guys hope to accomplish?
Right on. So today we have two purposes, two objectives. Educate the lawmakers and the policymakers at the Capitol, right behind me, about why and what we need reparations for. So educate our lawmakers is the first goal, and the second goal is to advocate for specific policies and specific bills.
All right, Chris, I have two questions.
Yes, sir.
The first one, will there be any attempt for the lineage-based reparationists and the race-based reparationists to get together and try to, work out some type of agreements or, unification?
So, great question, brother. The brother asked about we have folks who are fighting for lineage-specific reparations, and we have folks who are fighting for more racial reparations. Our specific work and our specific focus is on those of us whose ancestors were enslaved and emancipated in this country. Okay? That is our specific work. Okay? We are willing to work with anybody who supports that, but we're not moving off of that square. We're not moving off of that. We, as those of us who are descendants of those who are emancipated in this country, we are our own specific group of people. We are our own people. There's no people like us. No people like us. No people have done what we've done for this country. We are our own people. And as I said, we're willing to work with anybody who agrees with that. But we're not changing that. We're not adding anyone to our justice claim. And we're not asking anybody to add us to their justice claim. It's only right. What we are asking for is solidarity. So that means, solidarity means you support something even if you're not gonna get a cut of it. I want you to get yours even though I'm not gonna get some. Because I know when you get yours, I'm better anyway. Okay? We want solidarity. So for people who want to do reparations for everybody else, please do that. If you want to support this work, please support us. But we are not going to move off of the square specifically for those of us who are descendants of those who were emancipated in this country.
All right, great. My second question.
Yeah.
Last month there was a press conference, talking about reaching across the aisle, and that could be conservatives or liberals. Just want to know where you stand on that part.
Absolutely. So this movement, and I was telling the family earlier, this is real. This California reparations movement is a nonpartisan movement. We got Republicans, we got conservatives, we got independents, we got liberals, we got progressives, we got Democrats, we got people who don't do none of that. A part of this movement. That energy we are carrying into the building behind us also. So not only do we want to work outside of the Black Caucus also, not only do we want to work outside of the Democratic Party also too. we want folks in the Republican Party, in the Democratic Party, in any party to support this work. Reparations is not a partisan issue. The Democrats don't own reparations. The Republicans don't own reparations. We own reparations. The people own reparations. So we are willing to, today, we're going to talk to every single one of the 120 legislators in this office. That's all 62 Democrats, plus the 10 or so Republicans, all of the 30 plus Democrats in the Senate, plus the other Republicans too. Everybody is going to hear from us today, no matter what their party is.
Chris,
Yes, sir.
this is Charlton Curry, Big C Sports Television. Can you tell me why Governor Gavin Newsom should take this issue seriously and realize that the African American vote can help him launch himself to the White House, and not to run from this issue that is Republicans and Democrats, we all deserve to stimulate this economy. And reparations will do that for us. Your thoughts for the governor?
I'm just gonna say it straight up, man. I think the worst kept secret in the state is that the governor of our state wants to be president of the United States. That's the worst kept secret. So I'm gonna just say this directly. Gavin Newsom, if you want to be president, do reparations here.
Yeah.
If you want to be president. If you do not want to be president, then don't do reparations.
Great.
But if you want black people to vote for you, not just, listen, one thing that people don't know about the California reparations movement is that we got people watching and supporting our work from all across the country.
Yeah. Around the world.
Every swing state that made or broke the election for one candidate or another for president in the last many presidential elections, we got family there.
Yeah.
We got people there. They're watching us and they're listening literally right now. So don't piss black people off. Don't piss black people off and expect to be president. Instead, do the right thing. Do the right thing. Reparations will make California better. Reparations will help California. So to the governor, do the right thing by the people of California, by the Black American Freedmen residents who decide elections, and support reparations right now.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we have Isaac Bryan, Assembly Isaac Bryan, AB7.
Okay.
Familiar with the bill?
Yes.
You want to talk about that bill, and does that have anything to do with reparations?
So that bill is not a reparations bill. I'm just gonna say it straight up. Giving people preference in admissions to colleges is affirmative action. Affirmative action is not reparations. Giving people, first of all, you still got to pay for the college yourself. So let's just start there. Okay. It ain't like you getting free tuition. You just getting a maybe preference. Okay. We don't want a maybe preference. Okay. What we want is free tuition. Okay. So it may or may not be a good idea, but that bill is not a reparations bill. Okay. Giving people admission preferences to college and making them pay for it out of their own pocket still is not reparation, and it's not even close. Now, one thing to say is that the bill doesn't say the word reparations in it, so I think the author of the bill knows that it's not reparations, but we also know that it's not reparations either. And as Sister Melina said, as we've been saying here, as Brother Chad was saying, as Brother Billion was saying, we want real reparations. Okay? Real. Okay. Also, I say this all the time too.
Before we run up,
which one of y'all wants to tell my 60-plus-year-old black mama that she got to go back to college for her reparations? Who wants to do it? No. Which one of y'all wants to do that? Okay. Nobody. Okay. All right. So that bill is not a reparations bill. Okay. Other questions before we break? Yes, sir.
Earlier you're saying to cut the check. Is
Yes.
there any numbers that you're associating with that?
Yes.
That you guys are coming up with?
Yes, so the California Reparations Task Force, through the work of the Honorable Chair of the California Reparations Task Force here, Camilla Moore, by the way.
Yeah.
The task force did some great work, putting together the numbers about how much is owed to Californians. So right now, according to what the task force said, the bill for California as a whole is almost $1 trillion. Almost $1 trillion owed from what was taken from us. Okay? And that is a conservative minimum estimate of what was taken from us. Okay? So that's where we got to start. Okay, so we're going to start with what the bill is, which is about $800 billion to $1 trillion owed and taken from us. And this is the important point. This is what was taken from us. This ain't what they're going to give us. This is what they took from us and what they owe us. Okay, they're not giving us anything. They're not handing us out anything. They are returning the wealth that they took from us. Okay? So the task force made a recommendation of about $800 billion. Last year in our state budget, there was $12 million set aside for reparations implementation. It's a drop in the bucket. This year, we want much more in the current budget, in the 25-26 budget. The governor released a budget proposal, I think yesterday, with no budget deficit projected for this year. So we don't want to hear nothing about no budget deficits. We don't want to hear nothing about we don't have the money. We have the money. So we'd like to start with what the task force recommended.
On that note, where would you like to see the money come from?
Yeah, right on. So we think we can pay for this in a few different ways. One, we think we have the funds in the general fund from what we bring in already to put toward this bill. So use the current general fund dollars, about $300 or so billion in our general fund. Use our current general fund dollars to help fund this. We did some of this last year. We found, so last year we were told we had a $70+ billion deficit last year, but we still found millions of dollars to put into a reparations fund, right? So we want to use the general fund. We also want to use our special funds too. So we have some special funds that we think we can use and tap. Also, any future surpluses that California has, we want those surpluses applied to reparations also. California regularly issues bonds and goes to the markets to raise funds. Issue some reparations bonds. Okay? Put some money into the bond markets. And then finally, we want our federal government to kick in some dollars too. So to our congressional leaders, I want to see a bill. I want to see a bill at the national level giving money to states like California to pay for their reparations program. Those are 5 sources of funds. Notice we didn't raise nobody's taxes. We can do this without raising nobody's taxes, and we can do this. We can do this without cutting money to other programs. Also. All right, so we can pay for this with the money that we have now. California has about a $500 billion budget every single year. All right, we have the money. California has the 4th, 5th, 3rd largest economy on planet Earth. It's not about do we have the money; it's do we have the will and do we have the courage. Okay. Other questions?
Great question.
Okay. So seeing and hearing no other questions, I want to thank the press for coming out. I want to thank the folks and family behind me. Please repeat after me. Reparations. Reparations. Thank you very much, family. Appreciate that. So, family, hang out. We're gonna take some pictures, and then we're gonna get y'all grouped up into your teams. Please listen out for the mic and for the bullhorn. We're gonna call you into your teams. We're gonna group up here right now, and then we're gonna make our way over to the O Street building where we're gonna do our on-site training, lunch, and then we're gonna get to work after lunch. All right.